The arrival, approximately 1 minute. Marie stepped off that bus and Kingston greeted her the way Kingston greets everybody. Without warning, without manners, and absolutely without apology. 1 foot on the ground and already the city was in full swing. Breath, people cutting left, people cutting right, somebody's elbow nearly taking out her good hat. She spun around, trying to find something, anything that matched the directions Trevor had drawn in her mind. But the place was moving so fast, her two eyes couldn't keep up with each other. And everybody was looking at her. That slow side eye that doesn't say a word but communicates a full paragraph. Breath, you lost, sweetheart. We can see it. Marie smoothed her dress, held her chin at a dignified angle, and performed the ancient ritual of a person trying very hard to look like they know exactly where they are going. Breath. She was lost, completely. But some things you just don't say out loud on King Street. Then, like a man appointed by Providence itself, a young fella appeared at her elbow. "You lost?" he asked, not unkindly, just certain. "No," Marie said, soft and polished as a Sunday school answer. "I am not lost." "All right," he said, in the tone of someone who has heard this exact lie before. "Which parish you from then?" Now, Marie drew breath to answer, and that is precisely when her eyes crossed the street and found it, the record shop. Sitting right there, signage gleaming, a speaker in the doorway pushing out something warm and soulful, like it was welcoming her personally. Trevor's record shop. The young man was still waiting on his parish question. Marie was already stepping off the curb. Some answers come in the form of a destination. Left her Dulcimena grapes safe at the record shop. His plan was already rolling. Lunch first at a restaurant so proper the napkins were folded into little swans. Then shopping, because you don't bring someone to Kingston and not let Kingston show off. And Kingston gave her everything it had. Music poured from every storefront. People talked, not one at a time, but all at once in layers. And the vendors called out from every corner, "Pop, cola champagne, peanut, roast peanut, Wrigley gum, breath, jelly coconut, fresh cut cane, orange, watermelon." Somebody was even selling cement on the street on a regular afternoon. Marie filed that away for later. At one point, standing in the middle of all that glorious noise, she thought quietly to herself, "Breath, I don't think I can live like this." Trevor saw it in her face. That expression of someone smiling but quietly negotiating with God. He left work early, took her hand and said, "Come, let me take you home." Pembroke Hall was a different Kingston entirely. A middle-class community in Upper St. Andrew, where the streets were quieter and people had actual front yards. Trevor's apartment was neat and deliberate, kitchen and bathroom fully inside, not out in the yard like backcountry. This alone was a revelation. He had a television, a small refrigerator humming to itself in the corner, and a 2-burner kerosene oil stove that Trevor introduced with the gravity of a man teaching someone to handle something serious. "You light it so," he said, "not too much wick, turn it down after, and never, never walk away and leave it." Marie listened with the full attention of a woman who did not come all the way to Kingston to burn down a man's apartment on the first night. The next morning, Trevor left for work, and Marie was alone for the first time. She only went outside twice, and both times came right backside. This was not her territory yet. The second time she stepped out, there was an older lady sitting on her car porch across the way, fanning herself slowly, with the authority of a woman who knows everybody's business and a few secrets besides. She called out, "Are you Trevor's sister?" "No, ma'am," Marie answered politely. "I'm not his sister." The old lady studied her, that deep, seen everything look, and then asked, smooth as river water, "So you are him baby mother?" Marie opened her mouth and closed it and opened it again. She went back inside and sat down, not because she was tired, but because the question had weight and she needed somewhere to put it. She had never once asked Trevor if he had children, and Trevor had never said a word. The old lady outside kept right on fanning. She had done her work. The rest was between Marie and the Almighty.